Nothing. I'm going to say, once again, I don't like to be filmed, but when the water is organized, because I did say if, but I'm just saying, when water is organized, the ability for the bacteria, the toxins, and the negative thoughts and imprints don't have an environment where they can exist. When the water is not structured, or even though this is not an exact scientific term, when it's destructured,
right,
then all kinds of patterns can exist in that water. And therefore, we're looking from the short term in terms of supplements and whatever, but the long term, we have to reestablish the health of the water environment, the way the rivers flow, the way we collect water. Okay, but understanding little bits about water will greatly help us to appreciate this system.
So that in a social setting means when your water is organized, negativity cannot be around you. In a social setting.
Well, see, okay, once again, I drifted off the subject. The subject was what happens when we consume disorganized or structured water. And what happens is, and this is so basic to all the physics that first Dr. Benvenuto talked about, and then Dr. Emoto physically proved, which is when you have structured water, it's not just that the water is structured, but it then starts to structure the water around it.
So that's your aura.
So as the organization starts to structure within you, or I should say you, right. when it structures inside of us, then that same organized pattern starts to vibrate out from us.
Right.
And the water around us has no choice but to take on that same organization.
And if there's resistance, it wants to leave.
Well, resistance, depending on what form it is, will slow it down or stop it. Wow. However, sometimes resistance is there for us to step up our muscle power. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that can be okay. Right. I mean, if I'm living next to the nuclear plant, no, Mm-hmm. But if sometimes I just use a corny example that just popped in my head. Sometimes when my upstairs neighbor has that party every Friday night, instead of me banging on their door or thinking about calling the police, which I don't want to do, let me on a Thursday night sit down and meditate for an hour about seeing myself in a peaceful environment on Friday.
With a crystal.
Wow. Oh, you mean there's okay, so therefore after 3 or 4 tries, because see, once again, we're in the pimpism world. And in the pimpism world, if you don't hit it out of the park on the first try, then that's not real. Okay. However, anybody knows that. I mean, us people that grew up in Brooklyn was going to see Dr. J when he was in high school. Okay, because his actual performance, not his rep, his actual performance was that bad then. Okay, so he had to do things thousands and tens of thousands. And the other term is pyramidization.
Whoa.
Okay.
Oh,
because
crystallization. No, repetition. No. Crystallization.
No, transmutation.
Transmutation.
Or
pyramidation.
Okay, and I say that because the other form of reproduction is when you start off with one thing, but then it changes or transmutes into another thing. Okay,
right.
That's us first and foremost. Okay, let's not go out into the cosmos and look for. No, we know that. Okay, those little basic things that start off as the ovum, whatever, after a while there's, suddenly, there's, arms and, this cells and, okay. So, I'm only saying this because transmutation, when you go to any school system in America, they will tell you that that was a belief of some alchemist back in the day, that didn't exist, and that was, that was all about changing lead into gold. Meanwhile, pimps number 101 taking ACA-lead, it's called AKA lead, I think it's 138, and they're able to send stuff into the nucleus, right into the nucleus, okay, and therefore making an isotope, but it changes lead into gold. So we know we can do that even on the slowest mechanical level. Not to talk about Ormus or any of that other stuff that we all know about, okay.
So in summary, then orgasm is also a transmutating element.
Absolutely. Right. Absolutely.
Wow.
And on that note,
and see once again, the purpose of orgasm is not reproduction. That's where the religious thing comes in. Okay, orgasm is a reproduction of one's own intention.
woo! So orgasm, repetitious orgasm, crystallization, transmutation, manifestation, acceleration,
And then he said pyramid.
and then pyramidization.
Well, see,
Ashe.
once